Hello, everybody, and what we're going to talk about today is what happens when you fight with your past loved ones. Some call them ancestors, guides, higher beings, and different things like that. What happens, when you go through that transition when you're not really seeing eye to eye with them? Lately, it's just been a lot of transition, a lot of transformation for me, a lot of purification for me. And it has lasted so long, you guys. Sometimes I begin to question my path and things like that. But I'm still, hanging in there, like a little more than hanging in there. They taking me to so many levels that it's like, wow, and then how it goes when it comes to the spiritual realm. Their language is not a human language. Their language is not our tongue. We don't speak in that language. Most of the time we speak in this thing called English or another foreign language and things like that. And we don't understand when they tell us something, when they're trying to express something. And sometimes we just feel so isolated and alone. And that's not what we are. We are never alone. You have a special crew. I'll say it like that. You have a special team, a special unit, a special group, special loved ones, just past, all type of things. This is not your first time around. This is not your first rodeo, and you do not ride by yourself. You have riders and warriors and things of that nature. But when we go through it in this matrix, it gets so hard to see things clear. We don't be able to see them. And sometimes lower beings that's when they try to attack. When we're blinded by some of the things that are around us. We're blinded by some of the situations we go through. And when we're like that, it's hard to hear our team. It's hard to hear our guides. And I've been lately, you guys, I have to admit, I've been a little bit combative, like, going more so instead of going in, I've been going out. And when I say out, it's like I close them off and I don't really talk as much. And what they want me to do this lifetime is always express regardless, and some of us don't understand that that's what we're supposed to do when we have these teams, especially when they come from our family line. Talk to them like you would talk to a mother. Talk to them like you would talk to a father. Talk to them like you would talk to your grandmother, your grandfather. Talk to them. Don't just hold it in. Express to them how you feel, when this ain't going right and that ain't going right. They understand that. It's some of those beings that have been exactly in your shoes. They know exactly what you're going through and what you're feeling. And when you express that to them, that's when they can understand a little bit more deeper, because they're looking from a level that we are not on, and all of them don't always come to the ground level to understand us on our individual paths or on our individual levels. They understand us from a distance. And sometimes when you hold that conversation with a being that's on your team and a guide like that one-on-one, like you would hold it with a loved one, they get a better understanding of you and a better understanding of the situation and how they can assist you in that situation. And a little tip, that's why they tell us to always, sometimes you have to ask angelic beings, the divine beings, past loved ones for assistance, because they don't know the depths of what it is, because they're not on the ground level. You have certain people that's in your unit, that's in your group, that's here to assist. But if you want something that's a little bit more heavier to assist with something a little more stronger, then I advise you to call on them. Use that pen and paper and write them letters. You don't have to know their names. Just say, hey, this is for my spiritual team. I'm going through such and such, and I need your assistance on this. Light that candle. Make it specifically for them. Everybody get caught up on knowing somebody's name. You don't have to know their name. They know your name. They know you. You don't have to know them in order for them to assist you. They know that you're in a place that carries amnesia, that carries Maya. You're not going to always remember the previous lives or the previous names that you used before you came into this thing. And they understand that. And even though I was being a little bit combative, they know us all with love. Sometimes we go through these things and it's so much pressure that we just feel isolated, Sometimes we need to feel them. Sometimes we need to feel them so close that we need to feel an actual touch. You know, the actual, you know, that stuff that make your hair stand up on the back of your neck, or the hair on your arms stand up, or we need to see a flickering of a light. You know, get more of those synchronicities, seeing those rainbows. And then when they get like dried out and we don't see them numbers and stuff, and we going through stuff, we feel isolated, when that is not the case. They are always there. They are all around you in this dark matter. They is your army, and they always work for you. You know what I mean? And what had happened to me was when I was being like a little bit combative, and I don't want to keep on saying combative. It's just like, it's just different transitional things that's going on with me, and on a spiritual level, like at the heights of that level. And anybody that has been on this path know that it is not easy at the top when you go. When they take you, when you go through that comedic stuff, when you go through that occult stuff, when they take you through those realms and show you yourself, show you your past life regression, show you who you were, show you who you are, and show you what you're capable of. Sometimes you cannot take it. It feels as though you cannot take it, but you can, because you are not weak if you are here. So what happened to me was, when I was going through that transition, there's an event coming up where I'm going to have to commune with different family members. And those of us know that sometimes that's not always an easy transition, and sometimes we feel a little uncomfortable, or we feel like we sometimes feel out of place, and sometimes I feel like that. So with the event, we had to wear a special color, and I had already brought my clothes, and I'm like, I don't have that. I don't know what I'm gonna wear. And then I started to panic, thinking about, okay, man, I'm gonna feel out like an outsider, because growing up, that's how I kind of felt, you know? And this was just another one of those things. So the color that everybody was supposed to wear was blue. And depending on the season, you guys, you know, when you start going shopping, it's hard to find certain things. Do y'all know, I went to that store, and within, I could say 10 minutes, not even that, I saw only one blue, beautiful shirt, you guys. I mean, it was beautiful. It was no other shirt. The shirt was originally $45. I got it on clearance for $13. Tell me they didn't do that. Yes, they did do that for me. You know, letting me know that they always looking out for me. I looked on my wall a while ago before I pressed, you know, started making this audio, and I saw a plethora of rainbows, and I haven't seen them in a while, you know. And when you searching for them, when you searching for your team and your loved ones, all you got to do is sometimes look around. That's why it's important to dig into what synchronicities are, what numbers are, what's the different type of things that, you know, your team will come up with to get in communicate with you. Are they using birds? Are you seeing this strange bird fly around? Are you even seeing squirrels? Are you hearing these sounds? Are you feeling this sensation? Are you seeing lights flicker? You know, that's all you. That's all for you in your universe, to let you know that you are loved. There's not 1 second of the day of time that you are not loved by everyone that is in your team, everyone that is for you, that loves you, that protects you. If you tell yourself anything other than that, you are lying to yourself, and that will not be permitted. They will constantly try to show you who you are and how valuable you are. And all you have to do is just look. Just look. So I'm going to end this audio on that note. Grab that paper, grab that pen if you feel like talking to them and you're going through something. Light that candle. It's just that simple. Don't get so caught up on not knowing a name, because they know who you are.